So you've decided to do a video about postnatal depression. Why do you want to do a video about it?
Because people don't know about postnatal depression and they don't understand about it. I didn't know anything about it until I actually was diagnosed with it. I just saw people cried a bit and they got over it. And there's a lot said about postnatal depression in the media. It's become the new celebrity thing to have. Almost every celebrity is now suffering from postnatal depression, and it's become a fashion. And it is not a fashion. I think if a lot of those people really were suffering from postnatal depression, they would know about it.
Does that annoy you?
It annoys me because it's not fashion. It's not the thing to have. It's not an accessory.
What is postnatal depression? What is your views on what it is?
Postnatal depression is a mental illness which obviously comes after the birth of a baby. No one really knows what causes it. They suppose hormonal changes and things like that. But obviously everyone isn't going to get postnatal depression. Apparently it can come after a difficult pregnancy, but for some people they've had a relatively fine pregnancy and then one day postnatal depression.
What are the symptoms of postnatal depression?
It varies so much. People can be nauseous, lethargic, hot and sweaty, confused, shaking, panic attacks, suicidal thoughts, not caring for themselves, not caring for the baby, not bonding with the baby.
So it can go from mild to extreme?
Very, very much so. For some people it's just they kind of feel a little bit sort of low in themselves and they need a mild antidepressant.
And what was yours diagnosed as?
Mine is diagnosed as actually chronic postnatal depression.
So quite extreme?
Quite extreme.
And how does it feel?
It is very lonely and isolating. Although yes, you may have your friends and your family and whoever around you, it's still very lonely and isolating. It's very confusing. Don't quite know what's happening to you, and the worst thing is you don't know why this happened to you.
And do you have mood changes?
Yes, it varies from day to day, from week to week. I mean, today it's a great day, been fine all day, quite happy, enjoyed the day. Some days don't want to get up out of bed, don't wash my hair, don't really care about myself. I've never had a problem with bonding with the baby or not caring for the baby, but caring for myself, certain days couldn't honestly care less. And I have had the suicidal thoughts, have taken overdoses.
Going back to symptoms, do you also, what do you say you felt tearful and that, and did you also see anything?
I was...
Like hallucinations?
Yeah, I had hallucinations. I remember the day it actually started, woke up and I could swear that I could see these thousands upon thousands of little red spiders that clearly now I'm aware they never were there, but when I woke up I was convinced, and when I was told that this was not the case, I got very, very angry. Very, very angry at first, and then very, very upset, then very, very confused, and then I just was in floods of tears, shaking, sweating, heart pounding, which is basically the panic attack, and it was actually a terrifying experience.
What did you do when you realised something was wrong?
Well, the doctor came out to visit me at home, and he wrote a letter for me to go to the hospital straight away. So I went to the hospital straight away, seen by medical staff first, who checked me over, made sure there wasn't a physical problem, and then referred me to psychiatric. I was actually admitted to the psychiatric unit. From the psychiatric unit, I was referred to community psychiatric services.
How long have you had postnatal depression for now?
About 14, 15 months.
And how long can it last?
Can last up to 18 months.
When you went to did you see a psychologist, I take it?
Yes, did.
What did they give you, as well as counselling obviously, did they give you any medication?
Yes, I was started on 2 types of medication. One, the antidepressant, which is citalopram. The second one, risperidone, which to stop the hallucinations.
And did the medications that you were given by the psychologist, do they help, or did you find they don't help at all, or what happens if you don't take them?
You've got to remember to take them, and at the same time each day. I take mine in the morning and the evening. Sometimes I had forgotten to take them and the shaking starts.
So they do help?
They definitely help.
And just to round off, do you see an end in sight?
I definitely see an end in sight. In the beginning I believed that it was never going to end. It was going to get worse. I was going to die. And this is what led me to do silly, now I realise obviously very, very silly things, such as taking overdoses of medication. And
why do you see it as a silly thing now?
Because there is help out there, and it isn't going to last forever. And yeah, there is help. I mean, it's just getting access to that help and finding out that you have got a problem. Once you accept there is a problem and you get the right help, then you realise that you will be okay and it won't last forever. And gradually as the days go on, it gets easier, it gets less and less.
So do you see an end in sight?
I definitely see an end in sight. Obviously at first I believe never going to end.
Why?
Because I just felt so dreadful, and I just really believed that it was going to last forever. But now obviously as the days get, each day gets a little bit better, each day gets a little bit easier, the weeks get easier, the months get easier, and yeah, I see that there is definitely an end in sight. It's not something that is going to, it's not a terminal illness, it's not going to last forever, it will end.
So you've explained why you're doing this vlog, to publicise it and to help other people maybe help themselves. Would you consider any responses? Would you like responses to this video? Would you like to see responses to the video?
Yeah, I think I would. It would be interesting to know other people's point of view, fellow sufferers, maybe someone, a relative or friend that knows someone who's going through it, because everyone's experience is different, and it can only help to discuss all those experiences. So the more experiences that are shared, the more you can know about the actual illness. The less experiences that are shared, the less you're going to know.
Okay, thank you very much.